A couple of weeks ago, I put out a video on an incredibly overpowered build which utilized Devour and a couple different things to get grenades and volatile rounds. And since I'm spamming nades with it, Devour also got spammed as a side effect. So when I needed to hold aside in our 3-man vow, I got to show off just how powerful it really was.
I'm clearing out some of my ads and I'll go ahead and type it. I know it's Black Garden.
I'm going knowledge. Over my Flay Druid.
Yep.
Next night is dead. It's on me.
Shit, hang on.
Alright,
That's you. And it was going great till we hit the second encounter. And as a warlock, I of course had to run Well, which does not have Devour. So all of a sudden, I was back at square one. Now, we didn't finish the Vow run as it was a weeknight. People had to get up early and all that fun stuff. So we'll be reconvening on that one soon. There's also going to be a video coming out on that, so keep your eyes open for that. And this time, I'm going to be prepared for it. So I need something that's going to give me incredibly high survivability while I'm doing those caretaker stuns. Now, of course, I'm already on Well, which makes it really easy to make a healing build because the entire point of Well is to be a support class to heal and buff damage. So I think the best way to go about it is to probably buff the uptime of my healing nades and the healing rift as well. So I'm going to start off by slotting in a couple grenade kickstarts into my arms here. Which, by the way, I think kickstarts are some of the single most useful mods in the game. It's basically just a free cooldown reduction that doesn't require any other mods for it to work. All you gotta have is the mod slots for it. But moving on from that, I'm personally going to be running about 100 recov and 100 discipline, just as a fallback for the specific scenario of caretaker stuns. And like I said, it's more of a fallback rather than a core component. So if you don't want to have to mess with your stats, you don't have to. Now, since the whole point of this build is to mimic the survivability of Devour, we're of course going to be focusing on the Divine Protection ability, which allows me to convert my grenades into healing grenades, which will heal all missing health and also grants me an overshield. And actually, going a little off track, on another side note, today's build is not going to work on my famed circle method, as it's actually too simple to work like that. And if you're wondering what the circle method is, check out the recommended video at the top here. If you don't see it, that means I still haven't made it yet, so you get to suffer for now. Then moving back into the build, the intention of the build here is to hard rely on the grenades to keep me alive, then use the rift whenever it works out tactically. And since the grenades are the simplest part of the build, we'll start off with them. Not really anything special, I just took Starfire Protocol, which gives me an extra grenade charge when I have fusion nades equipped, and I paired it with a demolitionist gun. The one I'm using in the footage here is Borrowed Time, which is an aggressive frame Gambit submachine gun. Of course, these two items here work together really well, so I can typically have at least one grenade at the ready, while simultaneously charging up another grenade. I know it's simple, but it really helps the uptime a lot. And now that we've got the grenades out of the way, we'll move on to the slightly more complicated Rift portion of the build, which uses about 3 mods in total. Reaping Wellmaker, which drops a Void Well when I get a kill after using my class ability. And with that in place, I go ahead and grab Bountiful Wells, which generates an extra well whenever I create one with another mod, i.e. Reaping Wellmaker. And now that I've got 2 Void Wells dropping every time I get a kill after activating a Healing Rift, I slot in Well of Utility, which gives me class ability energy back whenever I pick up a Void Well. And you can also put on some utility kickstarts if you want to give you some rift energy back whenever you use it. So yeah, that's the build. Now I get to rank it on my little ranking scale here. And I'd put it at the top of mid tier because it's incredibly good for soloing things or more difficult activities such as 3-manning Vow. But unfortunately, it uses an exotic slot that could be better used with, say, Phoenix Protocol or Luna faction boots that tend to carry the team in Grandmaster activity. And now we're at the part of the video where I just shout out a bunch of things. So check out my Twitch over at Aggravated Desk, where we did that first attempt of the 3-man Vow. Also, keep an eye out for that 3-man if we ever get off our asses and actually finish it up. And moving back to my Twitch, here's my schedule for the week. So if any of these look interesting to you, you should definitely check those out in the description below, along with my other socials. And with that, I'll see you off into the next video. Peace.